Hello, everybody. It is Shon with a quick and impromptu pick a card reading for you. I just experienced something that made my heart go out to someone that I care for very deeply, who I could tell was being affected by past narcissistic abuse. And it made me remember that it's been a while since I've done a narcissist reading here on the channel. So we are going to do a quick pick a card where we take a look at how narcissistic abuse is currently affecting you, okay? So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. Take a second, take a look, and feel which one of these piles is calling to you. The description box will have the timestamps to take you to your individual readings, and I will see you there. Hello, group 1, and welcome to your reading. Okay, you guys, let's see how narcissistic abuse or past narcissistic abuse is affecting you today, because sometimes we do get triggered even when we're no longer in the situation that caused the initial trauma. Okay, so the first card you guys have gotten is the Star. And right away, I'm getting that some of you have been exposed to someone who insists on being the center of attention at all times. I'm getting that this is probably in a work environment. We have the King of Wands. Yeah, they are very much like, I am king of the castle, or I am, the end all be all. Like, they don't even make space for someone else's opinion. They are also someone that feels as though they're super powerful when they're actually quite ineffectual. They aren't very powerful at all, but you're intimidated by what they present to you as themselves. Just remember that just because somebody speaks as though they're authority doesn't mean that they are an authority. Just because somebody says something as though they know what they're talking about doesn't mean that they actually do. And most importantly, just because somebody talks like a bully doesn't mean you have to be bullied by them. So don't be taken in by what they are showing you outwardly, because their inside is very different. They come off as powerful, but the power is not really there. Anything else for group 1 right now? Anything else we can share with them about the situation that has them triggered? We have the 9, I almost said 7, the 9 of Pentacles, and I also feel, yes, and the 8 of Cups. So again, I mentioned to you guys that I felt like this was happening in your workplace. I'm getting, this is going to be hard for some of you to understand or accept or even know what to do about, but I'm getting that even though your sense of financial security comes from this environment, it's actually not going to be sustainable for you for very long. This work environment is one that had the promise of giving you the lifestyle that you want, the material gains that you wanted to have. However, because this person is so prominent in this environment and is seemingly so respected, seemingly has so much power, and most importantly, because of what it feels like for you to have to work with them, interact with them, that which was the promise is not actually going to come to fruition, okay? So it is very important for you to consider looking for a new form of employment or a new form of income if it's not actually employment. For some of you, it could be about y'all live together, and so living with this person helps you to maintain a certain lifestyle, which is what you've always wanted for yourself. But this is not a good situation for you, and it's only going to get worse over time. And with us having this 8 of Cups here, there's very much the guidance for you to move on to something that is better, even though it is right now, it seems tricky to know what that is and how to get there. But know that you are not going through your journey alone. Remember to ask your spirit guides, in particular the goddesses, for help, and they will help you find your way to that which is going to be a better environment. I'm also getting to say to you, all that glitters isn't gold. So, there might be a part of you that has a hard time with the idea of letting go of this situation, again, whether it's work or it's the home life that you've created with this person, because again of what it looks like on the outside materialistically, but what it feels like is as important, if not more important, than what it looks like to the outside observer. Okay, so this is what I have for you today, group 1. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in my next one. Hello there, group 2, and welcome to your reading. So we are taking a quick look at how past narcissistic abuse is triggering you right now. It could also be a situation that you presently find yourself in, but the initial wound inside of you that is being triggered is from your past. So the first card that you guys have gotten is the 5 of Swords. How is group 2 being triggered right now? Oh, you got 2 together. Oof. Oh, my stomach. Y'all, I just felt that in my stomach. Jeez, you got the Hierophant and you have the 10 of Wands together. Let me make a little bit more space. How, God, jeez. So the reason why I'm feeling like I'm feeling is because what's coming through is this, teachers are trusted. Teachers are trusted. People that we look to guide us, to instruct us, particularly if it's in an area of passion, more so than necessity. We seek out people to help us learn something. And what I'm getting for you, group 2, is you are now working with someone who calls themselves a teacher or a coach. And you have gone to them with an open mind and an open heart and a great deal of hope that they are going to help get you to where you would like to be, either in a certain skill or a certain goal, but something that is for you aspirational. And this person, while in the beginning looked as though they were the answer, would be able to provide you with the key to what it is you feel you need to know, instead it has become a dynamic that does not fill you with hope, that instead makes you feel like there's an enslavement in the dynamic. By that I mean the way in which they talk to you and treat you as though you are less than. Now, some people could argue, well, the student is less than the teacher. No, they're not. The student is in a different position than the teacher. The student has less experience than the teacher, but they are not less than, because without a student, there is no teacher. They are equal, okay? And what I'm getting is this person has triggered you to feel like, here's the irony of it. You went to them to learn what you do not know, and something in the way they communicate with you constantly makes you feel as though you are wrong for not knowing things. So if you ask a question or if you give an answer that is not correct, there's a shaming energy to how you are responded to. I'm getting that there has been previous conflicts with this person that happened very early on in this association. So it could have been in the intake process, or if there was an interview process or something like that, or even just the first session or the first class, and you chose to not let that influence you, because there was a little bit of self-doubt as to whether or not you were really seeing what you thought you were seeing in that time. And because of how this person functions, because of the way they treat students, you have noticed that it is not just you. It's just that different people react to certain kinds of treatment differently based on our personal makeup as well as our histories. You have noticed over time that it has gotten worse and worse. And while this person started off as being, elevated because of the status of being teacher or coach, it's gotten even bigger, as though they are like a king. This is not gender specific. They don't have to be a man. This could be a female. I'm getting that they are making the job of learning. So they're making the learning harder for you by, again, the energy, the dynamic, how they talk to you, and then possibly also making you feel as though you have to do more than what is required, because you have been triggered to feeling as though you have to prove yourself. So instead of just doing those things that might be, say, for instance, the assignments, you are doing what would equate to extra credit, if that makes sense. Even though there is no payoff for it, it's just to try to show that you're committed. I'm getting very much a sense of you feeling as though you need to prove that you belong in this program or in this environment because of the energy coming to you from this person. It's an abuse of power is what I am 100% getting. Anything else that we can share with group 2 right now about how narcissistic abuse is being triggered in them, right, or is triggering them right now? Thank you. We have the 8 of Wands. So what I'm getting here is instead of it being a pace where learning is not just possible but probable, it is deliberately the information that you have gone to this person to get is deliberately being presented to you too fast. It's like this person gets off on wanting to, how do I say it? It's like they get off on you feeling incapable of keeping up. So they deliberately move fast. They deliberately use terms that you have not yet learned. They deliberately, don't spend a lot of time really deep diving into the topic of the day or the subject of the time. If they answer a question, if you ask a question, they don't give you a full answer. It's like they feel threatened by this is a person, here we go, you ready? This is a person who teaches but does not want the student to learn because they like being the teacher because it makes them feel better than. It makes them feel it definitely elevated, makes them feel as though they are more important and more impressive than any student. And there is a fear in this person that if they teach what they know, that those people who they teach to, for instance, you, will at some point surpass them. They don't have a growth mindset, which is ironic because they are a teacher. Because if they had a growth mindset, they would know that however much you learn, they will still be more experienced than you. And if they allow themselves to keep learning instead of just identifying as teacher, and they let themselves learn from other people who are further along than them, they too can continue to grow. But this person doesn't have that ability. And they deliberately make things hard, and they deliberately make things too fast. And what you hope to get from this environment, whether it's something that you paid for or not, you are not going to get the payoff. This came up in another group too, this idea of not getting the payoff that you're hoping for. In this case, I do feel like it is tied to an amount that you might have paid to participate in this course or class. You will know more than you did when you started, but you will end up ultimately feeling as though you have to get even more training or even more teaching. And if this happens to be for you something where like a lot of this resonated, but you're like, but wait, I'm not in a class. It's the environment that you're in where someone is in a teacher position. So it could be the trainer at the place where you work, or something like that. But the person that you're dealing with, you are being triggered. It is not your imagination. You can trust the conflict energy that you are getting from them, no matter if they sometimes then turn around and smile in your face. They are disingenuous. And this is part of their plan for how to deal with people. They like keeping people, it takes people off guard, the inconsistency of behavior. They know what they're doing. That's what you need to know. They know what they're doing. Okay, this is what I have for you today, group 2. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I will see you in my next one. In my next one. Bye. Hey there, group 3, and welcome to your reading. Okay, we are going to take a quick look at how you are currently being triggered because of past narcissistic abuse. The messages you get might also indicate how you are experiencing narcissistic abuse right now. So right away, we got a card. We got the double card. How is group 3 being triggered right now based on past narcissistic abuse, or how are they currently being abused? We have the King of Cups. We have the Two of Cups. And we have the Six of Pentacles. All right, so for you guys, this is definitely a message around your love life. And the relationship that you're in has gotten to the place where, or the person that you're thinking of. So it could be that you're in a full-on relationship with them. I'm getting that for the majority of you, it is that you are in a full-blown relationship with this person. For others of you, it's more of a limerence situation where you have been hoping to be in a relationship with this person, but it's actually a blessing for you that it has not become that, okay? In either case, you are addicted to this person. This person seems to hold the key to your happiness because of things that you are projecting onto them that are qualities they don't actually have. You think they are this when they are really this, okay? You are hoping for something that is more balanced in your love relationship, and that is something that you can have, but you can't have it with this person. There is a way in which this person talks to you that has been leading you to believe that it is possible. They know what you feel about them. So if you're ever feeling like, well, maybe they just don't know, I need to show them more, I need to do this or I need to do that, stop doing that to yourself right now. And number one, you're putting too much of the onus on you to make the thing work. Remember, the other person, for something to be mutual, the other person has to do their half. All right. This person has not been doing their half. They may be saying their half, right? They may be saying all the right things, which keeps you hooked. You're addicted to the words, but they are not doing their part. They are not doing what would equate to bringing a balanced giving to the receiving that they've been getting. All right. If you have thought of it as courtship or wooing, whether you are identify as male or female, stop. Courtship and wooing has its place. It also had its time. I'm not against courtship now, and I'm not against wooing. Ask Justin. His ass had to court me. However, what sometimes can be considered courtship is really just us trying to make someone love us, and then settling for the breadcrumbs of attention that they give us. So I want you to be really mindful of that as you make decisions that you think are, when you have an intention of trying to convince that person to be with you. Whether it's in feeling like you have to buy them certain things, take them certain places, do certain things for them, talk to them in very specific ways that might not be natural for you. If in any way you feel as though you are trying to turn this into a relationship, or if you're already in a relationship with the person, trying to turn it into the type of relationship you want, and you are doing all the work, this is your red flag. There are times when we are in a relationship that is mutual and is going through some struggles, and there is something that we need to do to help turn it right. And those are healthy situations when the other person too is participating and doing their part in what needs to happen to turn that relationship right. That is another indication that lets you know that it's mutual. But if the other person isn't showing up, if the other person isn't doing their part, if the other person isn't calling you the same moniker that you're calling them, for instance, you're saying girlfriend, they're saying, like you're calling, say you're a guy and you refer to them as your girlfriend and they refer to you as this guy, that's not mutual. And vice versa. If you happen to be a girl and you're saying, oh, my boyfriend this, or I don't know if I could call him my boyfriend. And listen, stop. Because in stopping, you will allow yourself to be available to someone who can meet you where you are. But this person's words are keeping you hanging on. It's called, and some of them may be doing, the person may be doing, in some of your situations, I'm going to say that better. In some of your situations, the person may be doing what's known as future faking, where they're talking about what's going to be, what could be if only this, or if you did this. Oh, a lot of onus put on you. Well, if you did this group 3, then our relationship would be better. Or if you did this group 3, then we could be a relationship and I would be your boyfriend or I would be your girlfriend. They are using the words to keep you attached because it feels good to them to get the attention. But they are not doing their half, and this is not a mutual relationship. All right, this is what I have for you today, group 3. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in my next one.